Chapter 3. The Second Date. In your parked car outside the Liberty Heights Medical Library, you frantically text Nat and Gina. What's up? Did you get into an accident? Are you okay? Carter asked me out on a second date. I kind of ran into him and he just asked me. Oh my god. So, what did you say? I said yes. You blink at your phone, pull back into the memory of that moment. What would you say to one more date? You stared at Carter, torn by, for all the obvious reasons, but watching him smile at you. It's just one date. How much could it hurt? What's your safe word? Okay. I'd really like that. That beautiful smile grew even brighter. Me too. I'm off on Friday. Are you free that evening? Say at 8? I should be, barring any unforeseen emergencies. Great. I've got the perfect place in mind. I'll text you the address the day of. So you're just going to leave me in suspense? I want you to enjoy the surprise. If you trust me, that is. Remembering his last surprise, that night on the rooftop, you're surprised to find that you do. You'll want to wear something classy to this place. That's all I'll say. Okay, I'll see you on Friday then. I'll be counting down the days. And so, on the morning of your date, you meet Gina at the boutique to find something classy to wear. I am so proud of you, saying yes to date number 2. But I gotta admit, it was a surprise after the whole it'll never work, he works for Sid, I'm a cradle robber thing at lunch. Honestly, that surprised me too. So, what made you say yes? I thought he could help me with the bucket list. He helped me check off a few items on our first date, so I figured, why not go for another? Live life to the fullest, right? Hopefully he's helping you fulfill number 10, which is, I think, get laid. Gina, I barely know this guy. I'm not sleeping with him tonight. I'm just saying, you should keep an open mind. Your opinion has been noted. You meander towards a rack of dresses along the wall, looking for something that grabs you. So you really don't know anything about where you're going? He's going to text me the address later tonight. All I know is I need to wear something classy. Good news, then. This dress is so classy I might have a degree. She holds up a dress with lacy, embroidered neckline that trails down to a subtle crimson ombre. Dressed to the nines. I like the color scheme. I accept. When you emerge from the changing room, Gina whistles. Oh, your hot doctor is gonna love this. He's not my anything, Gina. But I hope you're right, and I hope this date is worth the wait. Something tells me it will be. At 8 o'clock, you arrive at the address Carter texted you a few hours ago and step into a gorgeous speakeasy. Carter's by the bar, dressed as nicely as he was on your first date, and his eyes light up when he sees you. Wow, Fiona. I mean, hi, but mostly wow. He drinks in the sight of your low neckline, the dark, sleek fabric hugging your body, and he looks utterly awestruck. You don't look so bad yourself. Nothing compared to you, though. I was standing here trying to picture how you'd look walking through that door, but you've blown away all my expectations. You feel your face flush with heat. You're very kind. Not trying to be kind, just honest. Like I told you last time, I always say what I mean. You glance around at the polished bar top, leather seating. It gives you the place an air of luxury from another time. So tell me, why this place specifically for our date? 2 reasons. 1, I can't picture anyone from my work coming here. Neither can I. And reason 2 was, well, item number 2 on your list. Dress to the nines. Ah. His gaze trails down your dress again, and the heat races over your skin like the crackle of an oncoming storm. I wanted to give you an excuse to check that box, and you did. In style. Yeah. You dressed up for the second date. You remember the list again? He blinks, surprised. Of course I remembered. It seemed like a big deal. And do you always remember that many details about your dates after one night out with them? About the ones that make an impression, yes. The way he's smiling at you, you can't argue with that. He gallantly offers you his arm and leads you to a cozy table surrounded by elegant leather chairs. Once you settle in, a server comes over to greet you. What can I get you folks to drink? Your nerves are still buzzing from that brief moment of contact, so you glance at Carter. If you're up for leaning into the 1920s theme, we'll have to... Piso sours, please. Coming right up. The server returns in moments with your drinks, and you raise your glass to Carter. Cheers. Cheers. You take a long sip, letting the foamy texture melt on your tongue. Let me guess, you're going to insist on paying for these drinks, just like you did last time? And dinner, if you'll let me. I'm the one who invited you out, so I feel like, I'm not objecting, it's just new. Sid paid for your bills, of course, but you can't remember the last time you went out on a date. By new, I mean nice. That's what I was going for, so what I can treat you to, well, I've got you. Glance at the 1920s themed menu, spotting oyster, steak, and a meal intended for two, intriguingly called Lover's Delight. If this is the last meal I'm going to have with him, I deserve to indulge. Will you stop calling it the last? God, this redundantly just repetitive shit with this writers. Lover's Delight, Oysters Rockefeller, House Steak, Lover's Delight. If you don't mind sharing, that is. He gives you a sidelong glance, one corner of his mouth curving into a grin. Mind? I'd be honored. Is there anything else that you'd recommend? He laughs, relaxing against his plush leather seat. Your guess is as good as mine. This is my first time here. Oh, you seem to know it so well. I thought I'd known about this place for a while, but I wanted to save it for a special occasion. And if this is my last chance for a night with you, I didn't want to waste it. Well, then let's not. His smile stretches from ear to ear as the server returns to take your orders, and in what feels like moments, your dinner is served. Lover's Delight, rich and delicious. You make sure to dip the roasted meat in the raspberry sauce that is artfully drizzled around the plate. Carter watches closely as you lift it to your lips. Oh, wow. That good, huh? You still willing to share? Yes, you have to taste this. He takes a bite of his own, and his eyes widen. Oh, God. That is good. Right? Eating it almost feels like a sin. The moment the words slip past your lips, you shiver. If there's anything taboo going on here tonight, it's not your meal, Fiona. Oh, please end me. I just haven't gone out for a fancy meal like this in ages. Really? You lift one shoulder and sip your cocktail. I mean, I've been to dozens of fundraising galas for the hospital, but those didn't really compare, and when I was with past partners, meaning Sydney, right, with him, I was mostly in have friends over to our house for dinner mode. Was that fun for you? Fun? Fun would have been nights like this. Going out on the town, finding new places to love, meeting new people. That's all I wanted. But Sid rarely wanted to go out, and I got tired of asking, and going out alone just didn't feel the same. Some comparison would have been nice, huh? I don't think it would have changed anything, but yes, it would have been nice. You take a deep breath and shake it off. But that's all in the past. I'm here now, and I'm having a great time. Good. And if it makes you feel any better, most of my nights out aren't like this either. My work schedule is all over the place, and back in med school, most of my nights just meant grabbing a bite to eat between exam prep. Your life sounds exhausting. Don't pity me too much. I did make room for fun when I could at Columbia, but sometimes too much fun. Define too much fun. He takes another bite of the food, lips curving into a smile, as if considering how much he should admit to. Right before graduation, I threw this big blowout party. Got a noise complaint, and I might have tried to bribe the cop with a beer. Oh, no. God. Yeah, it's all water under the bridge now. But don't let anyone ever tell you that the med students don't know how to party. So, did you, break a lot of hearts back then? He shrugs, glancing over at you with a smile. A few. Not as many as you did, I bet. You snort and sip your drink. Then you might be surprised. My dating life was pretty abridged. I was busy focusing on my business degree in undergrad, then there was Sid, and I never got up to much trouble. There's an ache of jealousy at the thought of how different Carter's early 20s were from yours, and how much more recent. Sometimes I feel like I missed out on my chances to make mischief. That's probably why my friends put it on the list. Maybe you weren't missing out. Maybe you were just waiting for the right opportunity. With a mischievous grin, he reaches down and produces a bottle of top-shelf gin from beside his chair. What if I helped you check off number 8 right now? Where did you get that? I nabbed it off the bar while I was waiting for you. I could put it back if you're looking for a little bit of mischief. This place has a private balcony. We could sneak out there and share the bottle. So your idea of mischief is to steal some booze and go drink it. Wow. Oof. Living the... living the Vita Loca over here. Okay, let's do it. But fair warning, if one of the waiters catches us, I might throw you under the bus. He laughs. I guess we shouldn't get caught then. Smiling, he takes your hand and leads you towards a nearby door as a thrill races through you. It's a feeling you haven't felt in ages, like you're sneaking out at night with someone you shouldn't. Okay, just stay put a second until the waiter gets past us, and you always pretend to be studying the decor for a moment, and then once the coast is clear, Carter opens the door and gestures you through. Hurry! The two of you step out into the cool night air of the thankfully unoccupied balcony. Looks like the coast is clear. Ah, then here, we should drink to our success. Carter passes you the bottle, and you each take a drink straight from it. Bottoms up. God, I haven't drunk out of the bottle since college. Me neither. What if we made a game out of it? Throw it right back to the college and play a truth or drink. I did promise Gina that I'd enjoy myself tonight. You take a deep breath and one more sip of gin to fortify yourself and then nod. I could be interested. Tell me about the stakes of truth or drink. Well, we'll take turns each asking a question, and you have to share an honest answer or take a drink. I'll even let you have the first question. How generous. You glance at the beautiful man leaning on the railing beside you, considering your options. Carter... What's something I wouldn't expect about you? He leans against the railing, and a hand flexing on the metal as if he thinks. Okay. I played college basketball. Really? I didn't take you for a sports guy. I get that a lot. It was mostly a full, fun way to blow off steam. There was a semester where I wondered if I should ever go pro, but I knew I could never juggle that and medicine, so here I am. So you still shoot hoops for fun? I've been known to every once in a while. Liberty Heights actually has a hoop set up by some of the staff parking. I guess that makes it your turn for a question. Carter watches you for a moment as he looks out at the brilliant New York skyline. Are you happy you agreed to come out with me tonight? Despite all the doubts and worries that you felt since your first date, it's easy to answer. Yes, I'm glad I'm here. You know, we should have been able to answer that ourselves, just saying, Pixelberry. I'm glad you are. That makes it your question. You take another sip just to enjoy the bottle, but the liquid courage makes you feel bold. Maybe it's time I asked him the real question I've been wondering since we met. Why are you so unfazed by all of this? The age gap thing, I mean. He doesn't even need a second to think. He answers immediately. It's not about that for me. It's about you. So 40-year-old divorcees aren't usually your type? I didn't say that. I just wasn't out looking for anything too specific. And then we matched, and the more I talked to you, the more it just felt right. I like that you know what you want out of life. That you make me laugh, that I feel lighter around you. Carter locks eyes with you, and you almost forget how to breathe. So why say no to something good? Carter, it is that simple. I'm not even going to say it can't possibly be that simple, because it is that simple. Love is love. Seriously, love is love. That's how I've always looked at it. It's one of the reasons why I'm a big supporter of anyone and everyone having love, as long as it's two consenting adults. Carter shrugs. For me, it is. You must stand there in relative quiet, the city noises almost drowned out by the loudness of your thoughts. What if I didn't care so much about what other people thought? What if I could just forget about everything else and just enjoy this? And you should. He reaches for the bottle and takes a sip before passing it back to you. So what about you? Why are you so bothered by the age gap? Because I don't want anybody thinking I'm a creative rapper. Shut up! I had to pick it because the other two options were equally stupid. Carter snorts and shakes his head. Oh, please, I'm nowhere near young enough for that stereotype to be true. Aren't you, though? I'm 26, Fiona, not 18. I have a life, a career, and do I really look that young to you? You study him for a second. Maybe you don't, but it's the principle behind it. You blow out a frustrated breath, half annoyed at yourself, half charmed by his utter fearlessness about whatever this is. It seems like you cared a lot about what other people think. Believe me, it doesn't annoy anyone more than it annoys me. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just saying, what would it be so bad to focus on this right here? On the fact that we're just two people enjoying a bottle of gin in each other's company on a beautiful night. He sidles closer to you, letting his hand brush one of yours where it rests on the railing. Twine my fingers through his. You lean into the contact, lacing your fingers through his. Every touch should feel illicit, but all you can think about is how warm his hand feels in yours. How right. As you consider your answer, the Speakeasy's band strikes up a new song that you can hear through the balcony's doors. Would you dance with me? You glance around, but there's still no one in sight on the balcony. Your outfit got you an extra moment with Carter. How in the hell did that work? No, I have questions. Yes, since you asked so nicely. You place one hand in his and the other on your waist. The wind is cool against your bare shoulders as you sway to the music together, but his embrace is steady and warm. And to answer your question, this part, being here with you, isn't so bad. He lets out a soft laugh, and when he leans in to murmur a reply, his lips brush the shell of your ear. I'm glad. You pull him closer, and even after the song ends, the question never quite leaves your mind. Would it really be so wrong to let myself have this? I'm going to strangle you myself. Have some mischief. Look, we're already, close to half done with our list. Technically, take a leap is one of them, if you want to look at it like this. Indulge in self-care, we kind of been doing that. Make up for lost time, doing that too. 10, shut up. Shut down the hater, that's probably Bev at the hospital. Face your fears, no shit, we're doing that. Choose your happiness. Choose your happiness is probably the last one on the list. When Carter walks you home, you find yourself walking slowly, not wanting this night with him to end. So, tell me why you decided to become a doctor, a surgeon, of all things. That's a bit of a story. When I was a kid, my best friend was in a bad car accident. Someone hit his mom's car. She walked away unhurt, but Chris ended up in critical condition. Oh my god, that's awful. Did he... No, he's fine now. We're still close, but I only got to have all those years of friendship with him because a surgeon saved his life. I know it's unbearably cheesy, but ever since then I wanted to give other people the same time with their loved ones. So, I got the MD. Now, here I am in residency. You're pretty incredible, I hope you know that. That wasn't cheesy. It was one of the most earnest things I've ever heard. And coming from you, it makes perfect sense. He laughs softly, shrugging. I'm not doing anything special, just that nothing ever called to me the way being a surgeon has. The fact that it's also simple for you is exactly what makes you incredible. This drive, the passion, not everyone has that. You're something special, Carter Dawson. And that gets a smile from him, and the sight makes you warm with pride. It means a lot that you think so. Carter's arm brushes against yours as you walk further down the street, side by side, and you resist the sudden urge to lean against him. But what about you, in your work? Sid never mentioned much, and I've never heard you talk about a job. Thinking about all the unknowns in your future is like a sudden weight pressing down on you. When you hesitate, he notices. You okay? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. It's not that, it's just that there's not much to tell. I majored in business back in college, started to work in human resources afterward, but I gave that up a few moves into my married life with Sid. So here I am now with all this time on my hands, a degree I've barely used in 2 decades, and almost nothing to show for it. Oh god, do I feel that. And this is an urgent problem you need to solve? Is your landlord breathing down your neck about the rent? No. Good news is I have a lot of money from the divorce settlement, even after buying my apartment. Wow, a homeowner in this economy. Good for you. Bad news is that I just don't know what I want to do, or with all my time. I'm one bad day away from getting way too into knitting. Oh, whoa, hey. I won't stand for this needlework hate. There's no such thing as being too into a hobby. There is if you're trying to figure out what you want to do with your life, not just pass the time. Okay, fair enough. So what do you want to do? Is that what the list is all about? You remember that conversation over the souffle on your first date and the happiness you felt mixing the dough in your kitchen? It's silly, but when I was younger, I had this fantasy about opening a bakery one day. Why is that silly? I've seen your baking skills in action, remember? For a moment, it's like you were right back in the kitchen with him at your side, with his laughter, bright smell of lemon zest hanging in the air. And I tasted those cookies we made. They were life-changingly good. You're sweet, but... running a business is expensive. Sure, but you said you've got money you don't know what to do with, right? I do. See? It's a sign. A sign that I should get a financial planner and invest it, yes. No, it's a sign to open a... Wait, no way! He turns to peer into a storefront along the street. There's a For Lease sign hanging in the window. This shop used to be a bakery. Now you're just teasing me. It's true. You glance into the window to see racks for loaves of bread and empty countertops. What if you leased it? You stared, he was stunned, your heart pounding. You gave up on that dream years ago, and he's known about it for 5 whole minutes. And he's still taking it utterly serious. Taking me seriously. That's way too big a leap for me to think about right now. You let yourself take a step closer to him. But the fact that you even suggested it is one of the sweetest and hottest things anyone's ever done for me. He tests the shop's door handle, grinning playfully. Then you might also want to know that this place is unlocked. Someone should really fix that. And we could take a look around. The invitation in his voice is clear, and you're barely thinking about the shop right now. All you can think about is kissing this gorgeous, thoughtful man. I'd like a private tour. Carter, open the door. Hearing the heat in your tone, he instantly complies. After you. The space is mostly empty, except for the built-in furniture, countertop, shelves, a door to what you assume is a kitchen in the back. Nice layout. You only take a moment to glance around the space before stepping close to him. He's watching you with a playful smile. Well, can you picture yourself baking in here? Right now, I'm picturing other things. You push him up against the nearest wall and kiss him. Fiona. He lets out a low groan of approval as his hands find your hips, pulling you against him. Run my hands down his waist, or chest. You kiss him again as you let your hands slide up his chest beneath his jacket, tracing the contours of his body. Even with his shirt between you, his pecs are firm beneath your touch, and he lets out another husky groan. I couldn't keep my hands off you any longer. I'm not complaining. You keep your hands there as you kiss him, feeling the powerful rise and fall of his chest beneath the thin fabric. His mouth is hot, insistent on yours, and you flick your tongue against his. And as hot as the kiss is, there's also something sweet about it, something that makes you want to keep kissing, and kissing. Fiona. Carter walks you back and then lifts you onto one of the empty counters. Your dress slides up as you spread your legs open. God, you're strong. He slots himself between your thighs, chuckling. As a doctor, I think it's important to keep an active lifestyle. And what sorts of activities do you recommend, Doctor? He answers by kissing his way down your neck, and with each kiss, heat coils through you. You throw back your head a little, exposing your neck. You're so beautiful. You probably say that to all the girls. You're half joking, but he stops. He pulls back to meet your gaze. The intensity in his eyes takes your breath away. No, I'm saying that to you. He means it, and that certainly only makes you want him more. Do you know how long it's been since anyone took me this seriously? How hot it is when you're thoughtful? Go with the seriousness. Because the short answer is too long. Carter shakes his head, looking somber. I hate that. I can't understand why anyone would write you off. You're kind, clever, funny, so goddamn beautiful. You lean forward his kiss his neck, eliciting a groan. Making out on a counter is the most daring thing you've done in over a decade, and his reaction to you makes it all worth it. I like that coming in here got you so, inspired. Do you like the place that much? You nip at his bottom lip. I like that you cared enough to suggest it. It's not hard to care about you, Fiona. It's like, I want to know everything about you, your favorite color. His hand squeezes your thigh, still bracketed around his hips as you sit on the counter, and he murmurs in your ear, royal blue. Your favorite food? That's a real tough one. He shifts to capture your lips in another kiss, nipping softly at your lower lip. Gumbo. I can accept that. I can accept that. All those things. I want to know them all. That's how I feel about you, and I want to know. He leans forward, the firm planes of his stomach pressing against the spread of your thighs. The pressure is slight, but it still makes you melt. Just how you like to be touched. Like this? You lift your chin slightly, pushing your chest out, and he gets the message. He leans forward and plants a searing trail of kisses from below your ear down to the edge of your neckline. He shifts your top aside, just enough to reveal the lacy edge of your bra, and then he's lowering his mouth against it, kissing the peak of your breast through the fabric. I've been dying to do this. Yep. Thankfully. I had to remove it because of you two. When you hear footsteps and muted voices outside the store. Oh, crap, I think someone's outside. Damn. Two of you freeze, and for a paralyzing moment, you're afraid the door's about to open. But the footsteps pass you by, the voices fading, and you sigh in relief, collapsing against his chest. That was close. I'll say, we're lucky they didn't try the door. You share a laugh, and you feel the vibration of it as he stands there between your thighs, still smiling at you. I hate to say it, but maybe we should get out of here before our luck runs out. You're probably right. Carter pulls you in for one last kiss. It's good enough to make your toes curl. Just to be clear, I wasn't trying to pressure you about this place. It's your life, your dream to follow. Or not. He lifts a hand and cups your cheek. A simple gesture's more intimate than anything that came before. I just want you to know that you deserve to follow it. If you want to. God, you really are hot when you're thoughtful. He grins a pleased look on his face. He takes your hand, pulling it to his mouth and kissing your knuckles. Good to know that does it for you. Part of you wonders how exactly he might use that info the next time you meet. But the next time we meet, we'll be back at the hospital. You try to push those thoughts aside as Carter helps you off the counter, and the two of you head towards the front of the store. But before you shut the door behind you, you take one last look over your shoulder. It is a nice place. Whoever gets it feels as lucky as I did in here. Before you know it, you're standing at your doorstep. Your heart aches as you look up at Carter. Tonight was... You can't even finish the sentence. It hurts knowing this was your last night to see him like this. I know. It was for me too. Thank you for everything. You unlock your door and step inside. Before you can close the door on this, on him, he holds up his hand. Fiona, wait. I know we said just one more date, so if you say no now, I promise I'll respect that. But this, us, you can't tell me it doesn't feel right. Yesterday it would have been easier to tell him no. But after this night together, you can't deny feeling the same. Carter, are you asking what I think you're asking? Yes. I want to see you again. I want to keep seeing you. I want to know your favorite color, your favorite food. Everything. You blink at him, knowing what you should say. But it's not what I want to say. There are a lot of items left on that list, right? I'd like to help you enjoy them if I can. You open your mouth to respond, but the no you try to form dies on your lips. For once in your life, you need to say yes to yourself, so you take the leap. Hey, guess what? Hey, it's on our list. If this is gonna happen, no one can know. Oh, for the love of stop it. I can work with that, assuming that means... You lean forward and press your lips to his. That simple gesture seals everything that's come for both of you. Yes. You're stupid. Anyway, without further ado... Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please consider supporting the channel. I try and put a lot of work into it, and... I don't know. In terms of this book so far, it's okay. It's just... I feel like the responses, it's too drama-filled. Right? It's just... you enjoy your life. This is advice to all of you. Enjoy your life. Like, look at the cosmos. I want you to go out there. I want you to go out at night. I want you to look up. Okay, hopefully it's not cloudy. If it's cloudy, try another night. Try every night until it's not cloudy. And I want you to look up at all those stars. I want you to look up there. And I want you to think how expansive and massive that sky is. And each one of those stars is possibly a giant sun in the distance. And it's burning, surrounded by other planets that are spinning around it, just like we spin around our sun. And I want you to think about how small and insignificant this ball that we live on is. How insignificant then how you are. How there's 8 billion other lives on this planet. And you should just give it and live your life. Seriously, take a risk. Do things for yourself. As long as it doesn't negatively impact other people, but do things for yourself. Seriously, live your life to the fullest. Go out there and do something. Seriously, enjoy your life. Like I said, as long as it doesn't end up being negative, and by negative I mean hurting someone else. That's it. Like let's just say you got a crush on a boy, a girl, or whoever, and you've just been, I don't know if they like me or what. What do you have to lose? You standing there watching everyone else go by you is not going to net you anything. And who knows, maybe that person liked you, and because your indecisiveness and inability to move, and so is theirs, that neither of you took a chance, that neither of you will find out whether you're right for one another. And let me also state this. I'm so tired of seeing people make decisions in their life so rash, so brash, so stupid that about one thing. I refuse to be with this person because they just don't see eye to eye with me on one thing. There's a lot of people and that going around right now. And it's like the old saying, opposites attract. Right? And I'm so tired of the division and everything else right now in this world, in this country, on this planet. It's silly, it's stupid. We should be loving one another, and even if we disagree on something, at the end of the day, before you go to bed, you should not be mad at one another. Seriously, whether you're friends with someone, whether you're lovers, whether you're a wife or husband, or wives, husband, whatever. You shouldn't. Compromise. Clear communication, things like that. Really is what makes life worth living. And having other people in your life makes life worth living. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to build this channel, build this community, and continue to build it. So that way, one day when I'm long gone, you all still have one another. And maybe, just maybe, this will keep going long after I'm gone. And these messages, these breadcrumbs that I leave each and every one of you will continue on and make this place a little bit brighter each and every day than what it has been and what it has been. So, thanks for watching. Catch you all later. Peace out.